Let's do quotient rule. Here's the thing. Let me use something here. Let's do quotient rule. If you look at basic mathematical processes, every math you do in this life revolves around four things. Every math you do in this life. I think this was one of the statements that made me fall in love with maths and saw maths to be easy, no matter how complex it is. My primary school headmaster told me that every math you do in this life falls under four things. If you know these four things, you can do maths from primary 0 to PhD 1 million. Which four things? Number 1, addition. Number 2, subtraction. Number 3, multiplication. Number 4, division. As crazy as this sounds, it is actually true. There is nothing we've done today that is neither addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. Even factorization is still division. Fact. Right? For these four basic mathematical processes, they all have their terms. The product, what you get after addition, is called a sum. Hence, the sum of 2 and 3 is 5. Sum is not addition. Sum is the result of addition. That's for addition. When it comes to subtraction, the term there is difference. The difference between 5 and 3 is 2. Because 5 minus 3 is 2. When it comes to multiplication, the term there is product, as we've said earlier. When we say the product of 2 and 3 is 6. Now, when you come to division, the term there is what? Quotient. Right? So what's quotient? Quotient is simply the result of division. Please take that, please. A quotient is the result of division. A quotient is the result of division. A quotient is the result of division. Is the result of division. Hence, quotient rule is used when two or more terms are dividing. A quotient is the result of division. Hence, quotient rule is used when two or more terms are dividing. Given the function f of x is equal to y is equal to u of x all over v of x. You can see division now. Given the function f of x equal to y equal to u of x all over v of x, where u and v are both functions of x, where u and v are both functions of x, where u and v are both functions of x, then from quotient rule, f prime of x, which is also known as dy dx, is equal to v du dx minus u dv dx all over v squared. That's your formula. So it's almost like product rule, just that the plus is now minus and you're dividing by v squared. That's it. V du dx minus u dv dx all over v squared. Sample question, find the y dx in the following. Sample question, find the y dx in the following. Sample question, find the y dx in the following. Here we go. All right, so you have 134. All right, so look up, look up, look up, look up, look up, look up. Let's do quotient rule. Y equal to this question here. In this question here, which method will I use? I know it is quotient. Why is it quotient? Because this man here is being divided by this man here. So that's simple logic. What is the division there? It's quotient rule. How do you solve quotient rule? Well, you call numerator U, call this man V. That's all. Numerator is U, denominator is V. You say let U be equal to numerator. What's numerator there? X squared. Differentiate U with respect to X. Get the U dx. What's the U dx here? 2x. So you have this. Also, let V be equal to what's V there? 2x plus 5. Please, what is the V dx? What do you have there? 2. Using quotient rule. Using quotient rule. Using quotient rule, have that dy dx is equal to what there? V du dx minus u dv dx all over v squared. Put in values, please. That's equal to v. What's v? 2x plus 5. That's v. After v, you have du dx. What's du dx? 2x minus u. What's u? X squared into the v dx. What's the v dx? 2 all over v squared. What's v again? V all squared. You have this. All right. It's all about v squared. Your task now is to expand this. So this is equal to 2x times 2x plus 5 times 2x. Wait, 4x squared, all right? Please, 2x times 2x, 4x squared. 5 times 2x, 10x, minus x squared times 2, minus 2x squared, all over this 2x plus 5 to power what there? Look up, please. Look up. Numerator parts. Any like terms? All right. What's the like term here? 4x squared minus 2x squared. What do you have there? 2x squared plus 10x all over. What do you have here? 5 all to power what? Any like term here? Open your eyes. Oh, can this be factorized? Huh? Yeah. You have 2x squared and then 10x. Let me do this here. 2x squared 10x. What can go here? 2. What do you have here? X squared and what there? What can divide both of them? X. What do you have here? And then my factor is 2x. So that's equal to, bring out 2x. So look at this. 2 divided by 2. What happens? It's gone. X squared. X squared divided by x. What do you have there? So you have x plus 10 divided by 2. What do you have there? 5 into x divided by x. What do you have there? It's gone. So you have this. So this all over 2x plus 5 to the power what there? That's your answer. Come read. That if you leave it here, some people ask you, well, if I leave it here, is it wrong? No, it's not wrong. The lecture will mark it correct anyways. But then, yes, please. No, please. You don't expand the denominator. No, leave it like that. All right? You don't expand denominator, leave it like that, please. If you have strength to expand too, no wahala. I mean, it's maths.
To get the complete video, simply join the First Year Students channel membership or get the Calculus Made Easy course from my website. Simply visit www.jonahemmanuel.com/courses to get started. Both links in video description. To get the complete video, simply join the First Year Students channel membership or get the Calculus Made Easy course from my website. Simply visit www.jonahemmanuel.com/courses to get started. Both links in video description. To get the complete video, simply join the First Year Students channel membership or get the Calculus Made Easy course from my website. Simply visit www.jonahemmanuel.com/courses to get started. Both links in video description.